I am never going to get that timing right, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. We have a new intro in case y'all didn't notice that. So
that was a pain to make.
It was such a gigantic pain to make that intro and have it work. Oh my god.
Took two people, multiple pieces of software.
Two people, multiple pieces of software, and multiple iterations before we finally got it to work right. We kept having problems where we kept like having stutter issues and frame rate issues where the timing was all perfect, but it was so jagged and stuttery that it was actually painful to look at instead of pleasing to the eye. So,
nerds.
I'm back.
Well, welcome back.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, well, all right. So, as the intro no doubt surmised, we have the full cast with us today. We have Tom117Z playing Neothil.
Hey.
We have Darkness playing Alicer.
Hey, everybody.
We have Lumina playing Rocket, the Chocobo cyborg warrior thing. And we have Hades playing Thanatos, the Dark Knight.
Hi.
Jeez. So, where we last left off, our party had, delved into the ruins after Jinri Nabat following the large battle at the hidden Divi Corvinaldi family hybrid operation campsite. They fought their way through some zombos and wound up finding Nabat in a very back chamber of this large tomb. When they came face to face with her, they briefly scuffled with her while trying to destroy a bunch of cables that were connecting some Magitech device she had to an arcane circle in the center of the room. However, destroying those cables...
I hit her really hard.
Yes, you did. Hey, Thanatos finally got a chance to use Darkseid, the signature ability of the Dark Knight. It only took him 19 sessions.
Never really had an opportunity until now.
Plenty of opportunities, but anyway. So, as it stands, the battle that was then waged with the released Tomb Guardian was long...
Another of his abominations.
It was long, it was brutal, it was intense, but at the end of the day, the party came out on top. They briefly questioned... they briefly questioned Nabat and have now taken her prisoner, and we ended off last session with the party hauling her sorry, misunderstood, and misunderstanding ass back up to the campsite. I'm not going to be switching to the battle map because at this point I don't think we rightly need it, so I'm just going to settle us on the world map and call it good. And, yeah.
Yes, there you go.
And I'll just, can't remember. All right, and so, yeah. As you are coming up from the tomb after that lengthy scuffle, the It feels very nice to come back out from the underground and get a whiff of fresh air after being surrounded by the stench of mold and corpses and mildew for so long. You see that the Vinaldi mercenary that you had spared earlier is still trapped in his cage, and you also see that Athena and Kelgor are not far away, still sort of by the big building, with Athena now on her feet, but still leaning against the wall with her arms sort of wrapped around her torso and a still pained grimace on her face. But she looks to have been bandaged up, and she looks to be in better spirits than before. So, party, how do you proceed?
Kelgor.
You're back, and you found her.
Yep.
We got a fight with some zombies and a long. She's trying to justify herself.
Really? Zombies? Makes sense. Paraphelian tomb looks to be a few thousand years old, probably from before they ever met the Mithra. Had some interesting burial habits back then. Anyways.
No
There
kidding.
was also a really big, fiery, skeletal zombie guardian that gave us some trouble.
Oh yeah,
There were a few more of us.
if anyone uninvited defiles one of these tombs, a tomb guardian is supposed to get up and shoot them out. So what do you plan on doing with her then?
First things first, let's get her in a nice, comfy cage.
My lady.
Alright, yeah, it doesn't take long.
Also, out of character, we did tie her hands last time, right?
Yes, we used the rope. We used my rope.
I mean, yes, your faithful rope.
Good.
50
So she
foot.
can't mess. So she can't mess with the panel.
Yep. You chuck her into a cage and you close it up. He sort of glares at you from behind the bars, but otherwise elects to say nothing.
I was going to ask your opinion what we do with her, Kelgor. I'm of the mind we hand her into. Authorities might be suitable.
Probably. Although if she's working for Devia Corp, chances are the authorities and then Solemn would be better.
Wesley and Sal.
Down here.
Well, I need to do
Southeast.
southeast.
And solemn, yeah.
I said
Yeah.
Solemn.
That's quite the ways.
Was any of our plot lines in the
Blimey.
Solemn?
You guys, it's kind of dangerous for me to go to Lynn Solemn.
That's where Magitech's illegal, isn't it?
Well, Magitech of her variety is legal. They're the pioneers in Magitech research in the whole world, but because of that, they're very careful with what they permit to be used in general.
OC, spark my memory. Was that where Deviacom's actually located in Solemn?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
you're somewhere in Linsalem.
Yes, let's send her right back to where DV Corp is, and they can just
Take her
find some way to weasel her out of there.
Take her to the capital in Endlem, and she'll be locked up in a cell. As far as I'm aware, the people there are working day and night to find DiviCorp and root them out.
Do you think we could get passage, like trade her for Rocket to be able to just walk around? Especially if they know Rocket's situation as an unwilling test subject.
I don't know. Possibly.
Something to consider. You sure that handing her to the authorities in Anamo, Loloto, or any other nearby places is a good idea?
I mean, you certainly could, and they'd probably send her along on their own. But that would also take more time and give DiviCorp more time to realize that their plans have been dashed here, giving them more time to prepare a proper response. She's your prisoner, I leave it to you.
It's quite the journey for us to try to take her there.
Thanatos, where are those friends of yours located? The Benaldi family you're so keen to go after?
It's in Kurzatan. It's just to the southwest of Linzalem.
Sounds like then Salem's on the way anyway. And I was really
Don't
hoping
really-
to get back.
Don't really
Oh.
fancy going to Kurzatan, especially dragging someone like her along.
Well,
If the Benaldis are working with Devia Corp, they will most likely try to take her back from us.
Oh, and I was really hoping to go back to a normal after all this. Never mind, I've still got to go home as well.
Well, before we can do any of that, we should probably return to Dolly, Kyra suddenly interjects. I have a reward to get and share with you, and we need to make sure that the Tonberries are going to honor their word.
That would be ideal.
Yep.
Probably. Think we could just leave her here?
I wouldn't.
Well-
Kelgor pipes up, largely because she's familiar with all this technology. If anyone could
There's some
actually-
carts over there. Drag the cage onto one, I suppose.
Fair enough.
Also, don't forget the other guy over there. We can probably hand him over to the authorities over in Dali and Omo, whatever.
Fuck you.
Right back at you, dickwad.
Alright, well. It's starting to get a little on the late side. You were all down there for quite a while. It'd probably be best if we stayed here and rested up. Get our injuries healed, all that happy stuff before we move on.
You sure staying in this camp's safe? What about...
What about what you cut out?
He's having technical issues, so give him a moment.
Kelgo.exe is not working.
Well, you stopped transmitting in the middle of your sentence. I didn't hear half of it.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah. So,
get it out.
I said, what about... Is it safe to stay here for the night? What about patrols or the other camps?
Well, the Tonberries are on their way to the monk's camp, and without the monk or any line of communication, they'll be caught completely unawares, and will either all be slaughtered or scatter harmlessly to the winds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Tomberries have started taking care of the other camps, so I don't think we need to worry about that.
As
Well,
the only other camp
keep-
I can think of is... From everything we've seen here, there were supposed to be 3 camps aside from this one.
well, Fanes won't be a problem, they're scared. Well, just keep close eye watch tonight, and let's not go in that fiery cabin over there. I think that's it. Done.
Right, it's been defiled enough. Let the dead rest.
Some birds are scary.
Yes. Alright, so...
You have no idea.
Gilgor thumps a hand on his chest. I have every idea. I've been stabbed 3 times. Now then, who's up for some grub? They have a building over there with plenty of kitchen supplies, lots of food. I can cook. Athena gets a sort of uncertain look on her face. Oh no.
Is he bad?
No, he's great. It's just... Kelgor's already walking off towards the cooking building with this really happy gait. It gets weird when he cooks.
Oh.
Well,
I
you
think
do
I
that.
might lose my appetite tonight.
Well, as long as it's edible.
do any of you happen to have parchment and quills or pens?
I do. Athena reaches into her pack and procures some. Why?
I need to do something. Can I borrow one of each?
Sure, yeah, here. Just make sure you bring back when you're done.
Thanks.
Alright,
Plans have changed.
Yep.
And with that, Nee's going to wander off to write herself a letter.
Alright. Any of the rest of you taking any particular actions, or...
Well, I was going to ask how Fina was.
She gives you sort of a weak smile as you're approaching. Hey, Alistair. Ow.
Still a bit buff, I see. You're holding up okay, though?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Took a knock, but I've had worse.
Yeah. Be honest, you were a bit lucky not to go in there. It was quite hectic.
Well, glad to see you came out unharmed.
Yeah.
Went a lot better than his last fight.
KO.
Total KO.
That's another thing you two have in common.
Yeah.
And we knew each other for years at the academy before he went off to do his thing and I went off to do mine. We're setting up camp now, so you can still tell me all about what you didn't get to tell me about last time. Just
Sure
as
thing.
soon as Kelgor comes back with food.
Yes, it would be quite interesting to see what he's going to do with that food.
You don't want to watch him cooking. It gets weird, but the end result is great.
Okay, I'll take your advice.
Good. About time. All right. Anyone else have anything they want to do?
I wanted to just walk up to Kyra.
She's kind of leaning casually against one of the walls, arms crossed, head down as she's waiting for food. Glances up at you. Yeah,
So, how you holding up?
I'm all right. You?
That was a rough fight in there.
It was rough, yeah. But I was trained to fight dragons, so you know.
Well, it was on fire, so I guess that's close enough.
Not even close.
Yeah. Never personally seen a dragon.
They're pretty reclusive. Doesn't help that it's hard to tell which ones will roast you alive and which ones will happily be your friend.
Yeah. Seen plenty of different creatures. Not quite as spectacular as that. Well, there was that behemoth that wanted to smash me.
You've met a behemoth and you lived?
Well, that was mostly Master after he kind of... Let's just say it didn't get back up.
You stole this catchphrase.
What? Wait, what'd I do?
You said, let's just say.
That was unintentional.
It spreads like a virus. I got it from bloody all kinds of things.
You can't do that, that's illegal.
Wait, that's illegal. Sorry, carry on.
The phrase is illegal.
God damn.
Oh, man.
I could copyright you for that.
No, you couldn't.
Nah, I'm not that dick.
Even if you were that dick, you couldn't. That's not how the law works.
Not.
If you said "pois," on the other hand, that would be against the law.
Wah.
FBI, open up! All right.
Oh shit.
Let's focus back in here, please.
Yep.
All right. Kyra raises an eyebrow. Your master sounds like quite the badass.
That he was. Bit scary at times, actually.
Was?
I haven't seen him for quite a while.
Lies.
At least as far as I know. Out of character. Shush, knee. Go write your letter to your waifu.
Kyra seems more interested in just waiting for food than striking casual conversation at the moment.
Alright.
Anyone else? All right.
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Well, after a minute, after a little while of waiting around, Kelgor marches back out with a fairly impressive arrangement of food brought out. And it surprises you that he was able to cook any of it, because it all looks to be made with such finesse that his big sausage-like fingers probably shouldn't be able to do. And the moment any of you go to question it, Athena's like, "Don't do it, no."
Not going to say anything.
But yeah,
Whoa.
it is a really goddamn good meal, and for the sake of this, just for purposes, we'll go ahead and say that while this would normally count as a travel rest, we'll go ahead and have this count as a full rest when you bed down for the night, because excellent meal. So you are all back up to your max HP and MP, your new maxes, because you leveled up.
Nee makes sure pro prisoners get a little bit, nothing with bones or anything they could use and sharpen and start shank with.
They have to feed them.
Nee's being nice and, not treating prisoners like shit because that's been drawn into bad. No, don't.
Mm.
What
Fine.
happens when you're part of an actual military organization rather than just some, Robin to your
Mercenary.
master's Batman?
What was that?
Your master is essentially
Oh.
Batman and you're Robin. You're Dick
It
Grayson.
is not bad. I am not Robin.
All right, so
You're Robin, get over it.
okay, so
Nightwing at most, since you're separate now.
all right, so who's taking first watch?
Me.
All right,
You go ahead, Nee.
Let the elf go.
all right. Go ahead and roll me an awareness check then.
Thirteen?
All right, yeah, that'll do it. Give me just a second here to swap out the music. All right. Shush. It is getting. Eventually, the sun goes down, and you all bed down for the night with Neothil taking first watch. The letter that you just got done writing feels relatively heavy in your pack, but well, you're holding on to it for now. A rudimentary campfire was set up using the not burned trees and building parts from the fire that Thanatos started earlier, which it looks like Kelgor put out while you were down below.
Aw.
It is a cloudy night that night and chilly. You can see your breath condensing in the air in front of you, creating little wispy clouds as the night drags on. Every so often you hear distant animal sounds, birds, crickets. Chilly breeze washes by, and you realize after a moment that things are frosting over a bit. It's still winter after all. It's about halfway through your watch that your 13 awareness lets you notice something. As you are keeping an eye on the perimeter of the site, you hear movement. Not far away. Someone's moving through the bushes and coming closer.
Can I gently and quietly wake the others?
Yeah, sure. That's doable.
Do that?
You over, you start nudging people awake.
Hey, there's someone all alone.
And tell him to come back in the morning.
Shut up, Thanatos, and get your ass up and be quiet.
Oh shit. Athena? Going, oh, we have company.
Noted. Alright, so, everyone's awake now. Kyra. That's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Kyra jumps up into a nearby tree to get a look at the situation. Rest of you?
What is it?
Uh,
Do you see anything up there?
This better be damn good.
It's too dark. I can't see anything yet.
Shoot.
I'm gonna go take a look.
Be careful.
Me, stealthily, is going to try and find the source of the noise.
Roll me a stealth check.
Knew it.
All right.
Come on,
then
stealth is
master.
with you.
Did I add stealth up a bit?
You are the mistress of stealth. You can do it.
Yes, I did. I have stealth +7 now. Mostly.
I believe in you, Nee. Don't get a critical fail. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you way past that, I say.
Okay.
I am very good stealth.
Okay, so, Neothil. The rest of your eyes just walks off a bit, passes between a couple bushes, and just fucking vanishes.
I'm a ninja, bitches.
Well, you're in. Well,
How'd
you're,
she do that?
well, you're in your preferred type of terrain anyway. So, anyways, you sneak forwards a bit, being careful and quiet, maneuvering silently between the bushes and the trees and the branches. And after a while, you come upon the intruders who are approaching, and you actually see Fane and a couple of her own subordinates on the approach.
Wait. Bane Pharaoh, the elf we saw earlier?
Yep,
Yep.
Great.
it is.
Standing up in
Wonderful.
in a tree branch behind them, not raising my crossbow but held it, I shout loudly enough so the others can hear it. Fane, fancy meeting you here. Such a small world.
Fane spins around to see you, looking like she just jumped out of her skin. Just, don't scare me like that, damn it.
I'm not the
Says
one
the one
sneaking
who
around.
was.
I don't think you're currently there.
Damn it.
What's all the noise? Is it all right over there?
I'm not the one sneaking around in the middle of the night where we're trying to sleep.
I'd hardly classify what we're doing as sneaking.
Clearly, I found you.
Right.
Can we make our approach?
Yep, sure, you heard Nee shouting out Fane, Pharaoh, what a surprise, blah, blah. You heard that, so you can approach if you wish.
Which I call, is everyone alright?
We're fine here. Aren't we, Fane?
I'm not here to fight you, if that's what you're asking.
Good. Why are
You're
you
not
here?
gonna check up on your buddies either, because they're mostly dead.
What?
Yeah, the Galka, that monk dude. We eliminated most of the camp within the first few volleys of my arrows. The
But the
Tomberries
science-
did a lot of the work. They are actually terrifying. You don't want to stick around with them.
But the scientist is still alive in a cage with a poacher at the moment.
Shit.
Problem?
What?
Look, I know you meant well, and you've probably done a very good thing, all things considered, but it was very bad timing.
Why?
And why is
What
that?
are you doing here? I would have expected you to be halfway across the continent by now.
Look, if I suddenly bailed on them, I would get back to Chakal, and my family would be done for, alright?
What are you so scared of?
Losing my family? Duh.
Not that. Right this moment, you said that it was bad timing.
Okay. I was supposed to check in, regular check-ins with our communication devices.
She holds hers up.
And, And when I heard nothing, I was supposed to come in and make sure everything was alright. Everything's dead except for my camp. My camp is completely untouched. That's gonna
Oh,
raise
shit.
that's gonna raise questions back in Kurzatan.
Oh no.
I mean, if you want, I could shoot you in the leg.
I'd really rather you not.
Give you an excuse.
Nee, I don't think that's gonna work.
Hey, it's standard double agent shit.
Then we need to head to Kurzatan.
Then Silent Class, that's on the way, but... Oh, we're going to talk about this in Dali.
Oh great.
And you said the scientist lady Nabat is still alive too?
Yes, and a
Yes.
headache.
Yes, she's in a cage.
She better stay that way.
We have no intention of letting her out of our sight. She's already been enough trouble as it is.
Hmm.
Alright.
Deep breaths. We must think of something.
What are you going to do now?
We need to head to Kurzatan.
First, we need to head back to Dali and figure out exactly what our plan is before we rush off into the swords, arrows, and bullets of any of these people. Mad
Kurzatan's a long way
scientists,
south.
between mad scientists, this mercenary group, and an angry god, we have our plates full.
Hmm. We are so very sorry we put you through this.
Okay, alright, I might be able to we brief together something of a deception.
Why can I hear myself?
That's what I was echoing too. Who's not echoing?
Who's that?
It's
guy?
coming through limited light.
I think it's Lumina's mic.
Yep, that's luminous.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll mute.
So-
Okay, alright. I might be able to come up with a story. We came up for the checkup and found the camp obliterated and decided to bail out as soon as we could when we found that. It still raise questions, but not as many.
You can go ahead and tell him an old friend's coming to pay a visit.
That's not. That will probably only raise suspicion.
No,
That would,
no, no,
that would
no.
raise a lot of questions,
Gab.
and it would make it clear I was in contact with you in the first place. I can't let that happen.
Well,
Thanatos. Seriously.
well, mad scientist over there hasn't seen you yet. So, if we leave now, and then you come to investigate the camp,
All right. Okay. All right.
She turns back. She turns back to her boys.
Get back to camp right now. I'll be along shortly.
They nod to each other and then turn and go scampering off.
I don't know which of them I can trust.
I wish you luck, Fane. And I'm sorry that we met on opposite sides.
Right. Are you planning on taking the bot to Lin Solemn?
That was one of the suggestions.
If you do, see if you can find a man named Sid Gaston.
Who is he?
I knew him. Before I got mixed up with the Finaldi family, we studied together.
Wait a minute. Out of character. Isn't that the guy that we met in Anomo?
Yes.
Wait. Okay.
Which one was he?
Back to character. You said Sid.
Oh, see. Which one was he, Sid?
He was
a bell.
He was the one in Anomo that me and Rocket went to see if.
Oh, yes,
we're
Sid,
working
the
from start.
mechanic Sid that every Final Fantasy has. All right.
Yeah. So back to character. You said Sid, right?
Yeah.
He was in Anoma
Rock.
last we checked.
Rocket, we met him in Anomo. He fixed you up.
Yeah.
He was in Anomo?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're lucky, he's still there then.
Lumina, do you have a pair of headphones you can use? Because that is so distracting.
Hold on. Let me look for one.
Sorry, but that is very distracting.
We never had that problem when we were playing.
To be fair, she has a new computer hooked to her television, so
I mean, she was playing that.
There was an issue earlier, but
Wasn't she playing on that when we were doing Final Fantasy the other night?
yeah. When we were playing Final Fantasy 14, the thing is, I could still hear her game very loudly.
Okay.
there's technical kinks to work out.
Yeah, well. Oh.
So we are heading back to Anoma now, huh?
Well, we have no idea if he's still there.
He might be.
Kelgord, you know this, Sid.
I knew he was coming, but I've never actually spoken with him myself, no.
Do you know how often he stays in Anoma, or how long?
This is his first prolonged visit. He stopped by once or twice before, as far as I understand it, during when he was still studying to become an engineer. But
How?
He said he was working on a project for the school, so he might. There's a chance he's still there.
I just wrote this letter and everything.
You can. Well, now you can give it to Mika in person.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm suggesting you seek out Sid,
Thane cuts back in.
again, I knew him, and he can probably make a lot more use of whatever Magitech you can salvage from that campsite. Maybe it'll lead you back to DeviaCorp's headquarters if you want to go after them.
That was at least in thought.
This music does not at all fit the scene. I'm switching.
Huh.
Very nice.
Okay, I got it.
Yay!
And yeah, we should salvage any of the Magitech gear we can get.
Well, I'm sure
Alright.
Sid can do that. We don't know what the hell this shit is.
Alright, plan. Get up now, salvage what we can. Dali, Anomo, drag scientist and that mercenary with us. Drop the mercenary as soon as we can. And once we're in Anomo, see if Sid can help us track the Deviant Corp to then sell them. Unless there's any objections.
Well, it's something, I guess.
You might also be able to help with that.
And she points at Rocket.
What I mean is help her get by without getting all of you immediately arrested. He's not in a high position of power, but he does have some influence, last I heard, so maybe he can help out there.
Hmm.
Well, thanks for the heads up, Fane, and good luck to you. If, when we're in Kyrgyzstan, by any stretch of the imagination, we succeed, I won't forget your family. I promise.
We would do all we can, whatever happens, to save them.
It's hope, right?
I guess. Good luck. I need to be following along my friends. Don't screw
Fair
this
enough.
up.
Don't worry, I don't even know who you are.
Ditto.
She turns and sprints off into the woods.
Alright, people. You know what we need to do. Magitech, get those cages loaded up into carts. I don't want to waste
Got
any more
it.
time here. I'm sick of this place.
We certainly got ourselves in quite the mess this time. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I missed it when we fight a giant monstrosity with a plague right now.
I'd rather go back to that than go back to Kyrgyzstan.
Well, I miss the worst of my worries getting my ass beat by my sisters, so we all have something we miss.
All right. Kyra sort of looks around a bit.
Well, we only have one chocobo to pull the wagon. And the wagon definitely isn't going to hold all of us if it's holding the cages.
We can
I
walk.
don't.
If that's the case, I'll scout ahead. If there's anything on the way back to Dolly, I'll clear it out. I'll meet you back there, alright?
Alright,
Sure.
well,
All right.
finish up business then.
Travel safe.
Then she
You
turns
too.
and then jumps horizontally and just disappears amid the trees. Just
I still wish I could do that.
In time, Nay. In
Do I detect a
time.
bit of jealousy? Me.
Just because it was some random elven girl's dream to fly doesn't mean that I'm completely jealous. Fuck all of you.
I say you missed your calling.
Aye.
Maybe we can get you to be a dragoon.
I'm happy with my profession. Just if you know some magic wings anywhere, let me know.
Right then, let's get ready to move out before anything else happens.
all right. Oh, yeah. Head back to camp, and you you break camp. And if you're all starting to scavenge for spare Magitech parts you can use, go ahead and roll me scavenge checks, all of you.
What is my scavenge? +1. Okie Loki.
Freaking scavenge. Although, wouldn't some of this stuff be illegal?
8. Well, it's to take back to Sid so he can hopefully track them to a general area and sell them.
8.
It's illegal in
9.
not an ammo.
All right,
So we'll find
so the rest of you are okay. So most of you are kind of clueless as you're searching around, and Kelgor and Athena are busying themselves with getting the wagon prepared and loading up the cages, much to Nabat and the thugs' confusion. But Rocket, you just rolled high enough, and I actually had your difficulty target be just slightly lower because of your innate familiarity with Magitech. And you're able to find a few things lying around. For one thing, on the bodies of the Galka and the monk from before, you find their communication devices, and you find a few other scraps and bits of Magitech devices scattered around, such as keypads and spare circuit boards and a few arcanium crystals that are used to power these things in the first place. So go ahead and add all that to your inventory.
Okay.
Stuff. So now we've got 2 prisoners and a bunch of junk.
Well, we'll get rid of one of those things. Hopefully by the time we get to Dolly.
I knew I should have put 2 extra on that still. On the scavenge. Oh well.
I went ahead and typed in the specific things of what you got in chat.
Okay.
Well, if nothing else, Rocket seems to have found a few bits. She can make a mess out of those. Dude.
Pretty sure she's barren, but okay.
It was just...
And you call me racist.
No,
I mean...
Nah, that's...
no, see,
it's not exactly a racist thing.
you see, that's not racist because chocobos do actually make nests.
And cats do get stuck in trees.
That's a stereotype, not a fact.
Yeah.
That's a clear difference between those two things.
Aye, 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 aye. Right.
All right. So,
What's next?
I mean, it's like
we
saying
live
every
in Dolly.
elf likes dancing butt naked in the moonlight because stereotype elven bullshittery.
all right, well,
Or that they all freaking play flutes.
all right.
Oh my.
This version of me does not play the flute. The version of Final Fantasy 14 does.
Oh.
All right. Well, you all you finish up, and before long, you're getting Rocket hooked up to the wagon. And the thug is just kind of curled up at this point and taking a nap. But Nabat is watching all of you with a lot of interest, just observing you.
Whenever we need to get done what needs to be done, let's leave her in a closet or something. I don't like her staring at us.
We can always just blind her.
We could.
How do you
do
didn't
that,
know she
actually.
can't? How do you know she didn't come from a closet to begin with?
Whoa.
Well, with her viewpoint of the world, she could might not be too far off.
I'm just
You
saying,
can
guys.
be spiteful when you want to be, Rocket.
We-
Holy moly.
I mean, she
I
has a
wasn't
lot of
being
reason.
spiteful. I wasn't being spiteful. I'm just saying she might be gay.
I'm not.
I mean, but even if she was being spiteful, she has all the
And
reason.
that
not to
is-
be.
Yes, and that is completely relevant. So, shall we? So, if anybody doesn't mind, I'm just gonna freaking blindfold her.
Good plan. Do it.
Well,
I mean,
And
she, for all her faults, she's smart. I'll give her that. So I'd rather not have her looking and studying.
Oh,
Alright,
glad to
so-
see you recognize that much at least.
can I gag her as well?
No, this isn't BDSM.
No.
Thank you, Lumina. Oh my.
I'm going.
Goodness.
I'm going to freaking put a blindfold over her eyes now.
all right, you do that. She's blindfolded and kind of huffs indignantly before just laying down.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride.
Fuck you.
For it's such a standard insult for such a smart lady.
I'm too tired to be creative right now.
Well, go to sleep then. I'll do us all a favor.
All right, and with that, you set off from the criminal camp, which I am now going to go ahead and actually erase from the map because we
Okay.
do not need it anymore.
Nope.
You head on through the woods. I'm not going to have any random encounter rolls because it seems Kyra did what she said she would. She kept the way ahead clear, and as you're going, you find every here and there a small spot with the occasional aggressive wild beast that appears to have been defeated and cast down. You know, the occasional band of wolves, a few grunweeds here and there.
Damn.
Man.
Give it to her. She's good.
That she is.
Indeed. Eventually, as you are finally returning and entering into the village of Dali, the sun is just coming up over the horizon. The frost on everything is starting to dissolve, making everything kind of damp and moist, a little drippy. There are only a couple people out and about on the streets when you arrive, which makes sense given the absurdly early hour. As you're stepping in, you hear from above you, "Heads up!" And, you look up just in time for Kyra to plunk down next to you, kicking up a small cloud of dust.
Well, I'll admit, that time I almost didn't see you.
She straightens up and dusts herself off.
Don't kid yourself.
Well, it's the first time for everything.
You always have to come up from above, or
It's a lot easier.
is it a
to-
requirement?
It's a lot easier to have a look around the area when I'm high up.
I agree with that.
Now then, as it stands, a small batch of tomberries, the very same ones we were fighting alongside earlier, showed up a few hours before you did.
Blimey.
How did that go?
They talked with the mayor, the village elder, and a few of the most aggrieved families for a while. I didn't listen in on it, but the Tomberries left back for Puckthon. It seems they've reached an agreement.
Phew. Thank
Well, that's
goodness for
nice.
that.
Does that mean the night of the Tomberries is finally over?
We can hope. I was waiting for you all to get back before I went to get my payment. Wanted to make sure that there would be an even enough amount to spread evenly, as we agreed.
How noble of
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks.
Kelgor speaks up at this point. All right. I should probably speak with the village elder myself, me and Athena. We came here to deal with the Tonberry problem as well, and now that it's been resolved, we'll want to hear anything else they have to say on the matter before we report back to the Academy City.
You'll be coming back with us then.
It's where we work, and we need to report back to the council, so yes.
Alright.
Wonderful. More road trip.
Well, at least this time we have quarters and blankets.
Indeed.
But as we were on our way back here, I did have thoughts going through my head.
Like what?
It's a shame, really. This Magitech could be used for so much good, but it can also be used for terrible things. And run by bad people as well.
That's what we tried telling Miss Scientist here. Shortcuts. That's what happens.
Kyra just kind of shakes her head.
A tool is only ever as bad as the person who uses it, if you ask me.
That's the exact issue. Especially when there's the people making the tools. And, you know, I went to do...
Right. Well, shall we?
Indeed.
All right.
Let's sort this out.
Make your way through the streets of Dali, and as you're going, the few people who are out, a few more people emerge from their homes as you're passing through on the way to the village elder's house, and sort of give you looks and appreciative nods as they're going. They seem to recognize that you had a part to play in helping end their plight from the Tonberries.
So our reputation grew.
Yep. Your party still doesn't have a name, but that's all right.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
I mean, granted, this isn't Dungeons and Dragons, so having a party name isn't necessary, but it would be fun.
We are
Was
the
that
merry
about
band.
half
I'm trying to think. I don't know, like the Saviors of Eno or something.
No,
What about the Choco Bunch?
no.
Oh, who does?
Defenders of
Sorry,
Eno.
connected because I was only in one bar
How about-
and you kept going out.
Ah. All right.
How
well,
about the merry band of misfits?
I don't think we need a team name.
Yeah.
But what I was saying, I don't know if you heard it, but because of my cutting out, but so our reputation grows. That can be both a boon and a curse because people know us. So
Yeah.
all right. Well. Yeah.
Well,
Excuse me. Yeesh.
uh,
Well, you make.
though I'm surprised none of you come up with Team Nutcracker next.
let's just move on.
Yeah, let's forget the team name before I get a migraine.
It doesn't take you long to finally reach the village elder's home. And Kyra takes point at this point, walks up, knocks sharply a few times, and after a moment, the door opens, and you see an elderly Tarafel individual step out, kind of wrinkly, bit less potato. Kind of looks up.
Oh? Kyra, was it? Have you got news for us? Tomberries just came by not all that long ago. Yeah, I saw. We did our part. The attacks are stopped, correct? Yes, they've agreed to stop their attacks, and they've even agreed to provide some aid to help with the damages and the burials. Well, then I guess you know what I'm here for. I do. Did these people help you? They did. Oh, well then, I'll be right back with your gil.
And he shuffles off back inside. A moment later, he comes back with a fairly substantial pouch, and he chucks it at Kyra. You know, she catches it. You'll find a total of 5,000 gil in that pouch.
Whoa.
Kyra gives it a look, and a big smile sort of appears on her face.
Nice. That's 1,000 for each of us, then.
I guess so, yeah. Whoa.
I'm not going to complain.
A
What
pleasure.
the hell were you gonna do with 5,000 gil?
I don't know. Maybe upgrade my gear, buy a bunch of drinks, fund
Go
some
on
travel.
holiday.
Probably fund my travels to other parts of the world. I'm an explorer by nature.
Sounds fun.
And you get paid well.
Mercenary work, dangerous but profitable, if you know what you're doing. Now then,
She heads around and starts distributing gil amongst you all, and you all get 1,000 gil.
Just added it. Nice.
Try not
I'm
to
over
spend it all in one
3,000.
place, Nee.
Well, it was totally worth it what I spent on last time, so shush.
I'm not even going to question it. Now then,
Kyra sort of stretches a bit, her armor rattling a bit before.
I do believe this is where our paths split.
Well,
Well, nice to meet you. And take care of yourself.
Likewise.
you were so sorry to see you go. You were good to have around. Never gonna forget how we took out that big bastard back there.
Well, I'm planning on heading to the Galrion domain before long. If you ever pass through there, maybe I'll still be hanging around.
Maybe.
We can find another abomination to have fun with.
Perhaps.
She gives a bow,
Until then.
then she turns, crouches down low, and jumps and sails off into the sky, and you quickly lose sight of her.
Oh yeah.
Off she goes again.
Energetic sort. Shall we get a move on?
Somewhat ironic coming from Mr. and Miss. Let's have the Chocobo kick us for the rush of it and the powers of it.
Well, I mean, we can now kick down trees, so.
I wasn't saying it's a bad thing, but it's energetic. You have to give me that.
And maybe just a little mad.
A little? Please. We're very mad. And Kelgar slaps her on the back and gives a hearty laugh.
You people created a dog that sneezes and can destroy an entire city because of it. You're mad.
I was the first Blue Mage, and he shames us.
Oh dear.
Still,
I'll
not
never,
one.
I'll
Still
never
terrifying.
understand mages.
Who'd have thought
I'm
something so small
dating
could
a
blow up
mage,
a massive
thank you.
city?
All
Yes. And she is a bookworm at first.
And it's so adorable.
All right, is there anything we
I'm
want to
sure.
finish up here in Dolly before we head back to Animo?
We should probably start heading as soon as we can. Less we'd waste more time and Devia Corp and the Benaldis find out what we did.
I would leave that mark of theirs here, but I don't think they have any sufficient guards.
We
on the
need to
left.
make sure to rescue that family.
Has
Definitely.
Kurdistan, so
Number one goal.
we won't forget. But that's a long way from here.
And so's Lynn Solemn.
Not as far as Kurdistan.
Well then, shall we?
Let's.
All right. You all get ready, and soon enough, Rocket is hitched back up to the wagon, and you are setting off from Dolly. Victorious saviors of that town. Now 2 towns you have saved to your name. 1 big city and 1 smaller village.
Aye.
All right. And you...
Plus the gratitude of some Tomberries.
Yep.
Maybe by the end of this, we'll find Diablos have an endgame moment. Everyone with help will turn up. And
Yeah, let's
I can just
not
imagine
talk.
the Tomberries with
Big
how that charge just being very, very slow about it.
All right. Well, as it is, you set off from Dolly and head back out onto the road.
On the road again.
And this time we actually have to walk.
Anyway.
Or you can just ride in the. Well, no, you can't because I.
We
Nah.
got cages in
Those
there.
cages.
All right. So,
Mhm.
this is going to be an approximately
Holy shit, about
Wait.
near 6.
about 5.
Yes.
Yep, a week-long trip. You set out from Dolly and make your way through the woods. Eventually, the large shores of Lake Reno disappear behind you. You follow along the river that flows out of the Mages Mountains for a while. And eventually you come back to the bridge. You cross without issue. The forest steadily begins to thin out. And soon enough, you're passing back out into the open plains in the north of Lapenia. You quickly find the road again, follow it for time, and are back at the base of the Mage's Mountains. If at any point any of you want to have any in-game discussions with anyone else, stop me at any time. Have your chats.
Probably just the usual.
Back and forth banter and such.
Yeah, a friend shitting on.
Right.
Friend shitty on.
Shitty on.
And of course, due to the intense slopes of cold weather, as you leave the grass behind and begin to ascend the steep mountainside of the Mage's Mountains for Animo, your pace decreases, cut in about half due to difficult terrain. But
Fortunately,
soon-
for us, we have cloaks.
Yep. The temperature is a lot easier to manage this time thanks to those coats, indeed. And eventually, after a full week of travel, you again see the Academy City between the crags and spires of stone and snow.